Hey there, everybody. I just wanted to welcome you to my back porch. Yeah, it's a little fuzzy because it blurs out all the stuff, but yeah, we've got our lights hanging up here, and I'm kind of ethereal right now, but I will get that under control. And I love being on our back porch. Two things I love in life are definitely being on my back porch and teaching. And tonight, I'm going to put those two things together and bring you guys teaching from the back porch. So here we are, late night real estate. And tonight we're going to talk about how we can work together to find you the perfect home. It's a really dynamic process with a lot of technology infused in it today. And me being a nerd of technology myself, I definitely plan on showing you how we do things a little bit behind the scene, what goes on, and how we help you set yourself up for success. So we're going to jump right into it. What I've already done is I've already set myself up a search, and I set it up in one of my favorite zip codes, 21206. A lot of affordable homes in 21206, growing, booming area. Lots of people taking pride in their houses. I love driving through it. And we are actually flipping a house in 21206. That'll be on another episode. So I'm going to get right into it. And again, I'm going to do a little bit of screen sharing tonight. So I think I'm getting pretty good at it. I'm going to be sharing my screen. That is my portal. Here it is. All right. So here we are. Yep, I'm in it too. Just making sure. All right. So this is the portal that I got set up, and then I actually set this up for me. So it says it's from me. It doesn't say that it's to me, but it is to me. And what I did was I just set it up for 21206. I didn't set it up to restrict for bedrooms or bathrooms or any of that because I just wanted to give you guys a feel for what it looks like. So here's all the houses, 21206. You can kind of get a feel for what 21206 looks like by the shape of where the houses are at. When we set up a search with you, it's very important that we let you pick where you want to live. And we're going to give you all the tools to make sure that you're picking a good area for you. But we're not going to direct you in a certain direction or not in a certain direction based on any other criteria other than what you want. So these are the searches for 21206. Again, the only thing that we're going to restrict it based on is bedrooms, bathrooms, and price. If you have other restrictions, we can add those in as well. But once we get too many restrictions in here, you're going to find that you're not going to have many houses as a result. So when you come in here and you highlight over something, you'll see it highlights over here as to which one it is. So let's just go into 5509 Anthony Avenue here. I just randomly selected it. So you can see this is a beautiful beige. It looks like it's got an architectural shingle roof, huge tree in the front, some bushes separating that. Let's flip through some of these pictures and see what we've got here. So it's got like a red door. It's got a light over it. That's a nice touch. And they definitely have a lot of pictures of the front. And so you can see you go inside. I like the high windows, lets the light in, but it still gives you a little bit of privacy as well. It's a little bit hard to tell what everything is, but now we're starting to get a little bit of perspective. Looks like living room, dining room, kitchen. Okay, living room again, back to the dining room. Probably the same person that took the pictures, not the same person that organized these. Looks like there might be a little refrigerator just hanging out there. I guess that's a refrigerator. If it's not, I'm sorry. Front door again. So here's the kitchen. Looks like a galley kitchen. Looks like they've got the old white and black stove here. Can't tell what the dishwasher is. Granite countertops, cabinets with knobs. God bless them for that. Black refrigerator, black microwave. Again, the windows up top with the, raised. Nice touch. Appliances don't really match, but they do, it's not a big kitchen. And this is a door probably going to the basement or something. So they did a good job of maximizing it with what they've got. I guess this is carpet here. We're just going to pick on this home for a few more minutes. This is interesting. What is that? It's like a trail going through or something. Interesting. It looks like this house has been like renovated. So is this a I mean, yes, we need to wash our hands, and I will be the first one to echo that. But do you need that in your bathroom in your private house? GFCI outlet, nice touch. Bathroom, need a shower curtain, obviously. Basement, looks like the basement's been finished a little bit more recently than the upstairs. Basement looks really nice. Nice open space. Lots of room. Probably a full bathroom. It's not huge, but they got all the components in there. Washer dryer in the basement. This used to be something up there that looks like it got torn off. And little back deck, little backyard. Looks like they just threw the screen here. Maybe somebody should have picked that up before they took the pictures. But, you know. And then some pictures of the back. So, what I want to do is pop back over to me for a second. All right, here we go. So I went through that listing. Let me just go back through and show you a couple more things in there. So this is the portal. So what I want to do is go back out of this now, and we're going to go back into the searches, and we're going to see all of the searches that I've got in. I mean, all of the houses that I've got in here. One of the cool things is this is interactive. So not only can I go in them, but now when I can go in, I can sort through them. I can look at them different ways. I can look at them like this. I can look at them with the full view where every listing has its own page and it shows everything that's listed there for you. All of the details. I definitely recommend when you're looking at houses, try to look at them on a tablet or your laptop. I know many of you guys only have this guy nowadays, and that's great, and it's portable, and it's wonderful, but you're going to miss a lot of the details on here because it's just too hard to see everything without it. So you can see this is 1,000 square feet above grade, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It'll also tell you which floor these are on, especially for your parents out there. If you're wondering, like, what floor your kids might be on, what floor you might be on, this is good for planning purposes. Whether you have kids or not have kids. How big is the lot? If you're saying, well, I have to have a quarter of an acre, well, go out and make sure you know how big a quarter of an acre is before you make that stand. Since this home is now vacant, it gives you the information there. I'm looking at this as a client would look at it. So it only has the public information, not the private agent information. And it says, it came on the market at 275. It's currently 272.5. So they dropped it $2,500. And it was previously at 275, and it's been on the market now. That's what DOM means. Days on the market. It's been on the market now for 40 days. So this might be something, if you were interested in it, it might be something that you could maybe get a deal on. The longer something sits on the market, the more anxious someone becomes to sell it in general. So what we can do here is go back into this view. And when we find something that we like, let's say we do like Anthony Avenue, we can click on it and we can save it as a favorite, a possibility, or we can discard it. So let's just mark this one as a favorite. I'm not going to pick on Asbury, but I'm just going to delete that one. We're going to save this one as a possibility. So what I ask people to do is to go through, not randomly like I'm doing right here, but go through and mark these as favorites or discard them or whatever the case may be. And then after a while, you'll see your favorites on the map and you can narrow it down. This information will also be shared with me so I can help you with setting these searches up and going to see these houses and talking to you about them and everything as well, and help you sort through them and figure out which ones are good possibilities and which ones might not be a good possibility. So again, we just kind of randomly picked these two. It looks like I actually picked a business here as one of them. Didn't mean to do that at all. But what I wanted to show you also is some of the tools that we have. So when we send you these emails, it's also going to include a link in there, and make sure this is still working. All right. Make sure you guys are with me. Pay attention. And you don't need to wait for this link. You can actually just go sorry, making sure this is working. It's rough when you don't have a tech guy here working it for you. You can actually go to our website. It's right here, thepomfreyteam.com/community reports. This will take you to a plethora of community reports of different things that you can look for. So you can actually do one of my favorite tools, which is the community comparison. So you can pick two communities. Let's say you grew up in Timonium and you want to know how your future city stacks up against Timonium, or you're considering living in Bel Air or Falston and you want to know, or you want to answer the age old adage of which is better, Dundalk or Essex. You can put in any two cities you want and then click compare. And what it will do is give you a livability score comparison. Now, you got to take this with a grain of salt. This is their opinion. Some of it's data, some of it's surveys and everything like that. So Dundalk for amenities, this area vibes gives it an A plus. Essex gets a D plus. Cost of living, B, C plus. It gives them grades for all of these different things. Housing, A plus for both of them. I love both of these areas because housing is still very affordable. User ratings. So it's funny because Dundalk was edging out up here, but then when you get to people self-assessing their city, Essex people give it a higher rating than Dundalk. People give their city a higher rating. So anyway, interesting information for you there. I'm going to switch back to my website here. Another site that is going to be very useful to you is the Crime Watchdog. Okay. This will take you to the free sex offender registry. So this is violent crimes. And if you put in an address here, you'll see, I'm not going to click on anybody or anything. You can go on this yourself and you can check out your own area. I always encourage people to go on and check this out. You're not going to live in an area that's crime free, but you may want to live in an area where maybe the next door neighbor is not someone who you're going to be afraid of. So I forgot to switch to this tab and I keep getting pop-ups and everything. So here's the, you should be seeing this now. Let me click over to it. Yep, you should be seeing it. All right. So this is what we've got going on here. And this is the screen for seeing where the offenders are in your area. So you can do that. You can zoom out and you can kind of see what's going on. We're moving down into Bel Air now. And there's these little ads that keep popping up because all these sites are free. But you can see, and there's a key, there's a legend that can tell you where the people are that you need to be worried about around you. So let's go back to our main site. We also have the crime reports. If you're just looking for the straight crime, you can see that as well. You can also go in. We did the comparison of the cities. Another thing that a lot of people ask me about is demographic data. Who lives in this area? What do they look like? Do they look like me? How much money do they make? Well, we don't touch any of that information, but you can get that information from census report data. So if you want to go in and you want to say get demographic data for 21206, you can see the population's 40,000. The population estimate was 42,000. The business annual payroll is 920,000 people. Business first quarter median age 38.8, median age for females, median age for males. Households, household income has a lot of information. If you want to go into race data, for example, if you're looking for that information, you can see this by different areas as well. If you'd like to see, let's see, did I do demographic? I did demographic. Let me do the general one here. There's a lot of information here. You want to find out more information about this area, where it's at, where it's located, what its region is, and stuff like that. Tons of information here that you can go to on that. And again, I keep forgetting to click over to the tab. So let me just go back in here and give you guys a quick tour. So again, this is our community reports page. You'll know it because it says community reports at the top. When you get in here, let me familiarize you with all the different links that are in here, because I messed up the screen sharing with you and I apologize. Community comparison. This is where you compare maybe the community you live in now to a community that you'd like to live in, or two communities that you're considering. Family watchdog. Where are the addresses of the registered sex offenders? A lot of people will actually have this site open, and they'll check out every address before they fall in love with it. It's a great idea always to make sure that the area that you want to live in is the area that you want to live in, because no matter how perfect the house is, you're not moving it. Okay. Crime reports, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Demographic data, I just bumbled through that. If you're living in the land of wells and septics and horses and cows and stuff like that, the EPA site might be a little bit more useful to you. If you're moving into Baltimore City, there's a whole link here just for Baltimore City. Okay. Going back up here to the right, some stuff that's very near and dear to my heart. You've got two types of school reports. Maybe schools are important to you. Maybe you're not sending your kids to public school. Maybe you don't have kids. Maybe it's, where your kids are going is not really important to you because you don't have kids, or for whatever reason. But keep in mind that these kids that are in the neighborhood are going to be the kids that you're interacting with. So it still doesn't hurt to pay this a little bit of attention as well. So these are the ratings. Okay. This link takes you to the ratings, and this link takes you to test scores. So this is, based on how people feel about the schools. And this is just the hard, raw data. And then down here, we have a few extra things for you. We have the SDAT site, the area calculator using maps. A lot of times you may look at a house and you're like, oh, it doesn't seem like it's really, got the square footage that I'm looking for, or something like that. You can actually draw out the roof, and you can, if you just tell the program how many stories this house has, it'll tell you what the square footage is. Because keep in mind, you've got the above grade square footage and you've got the below grade. So you want to make sure that you're getting what you think you're getting. And then Finder online, it doesn't give you, it does not by any means replace a survey, but it gives you a pretty good idea of where the boundaries are based on Google Maps and everything. And this way you can see from the sky, hey, is that barn your barn, or is it somebody else's barn? Very important to pay attention to that before you move in. So we've got crime comparison, demographic data, sex offender registry lists, community reports, all of this stuff going on. This is how we interact. Let me just get back in here to the search itself. This is how we interact and help you decide which house is the right one for you. We search down like this, then get the ones that you like, and then we'll go look at those houses. And when we're looking at those houses, we go back into one of the houses here. Let's pick one at random. Let's go with this one. Okay. When we are looking at a house, like we'd be looking at this house, we're going to be looking for things as we approach the house. So, how does this house present? How do the neighbors' houses present? How do the houses behind us present? They did two-tone here. Is that to your liking? What does the grading look like? This house is graded pretty low. We can't see the roof from this angle. So we're definitely going to want to check it out from a different angle. Okay. Did they keep up with the paint through here? How does the porch look? It looks like it got coated with something. It looks like the door and the windows are covered by the porch. There's the little lockbox right there. See my attention to detail? So we go inside, and this is either virtually staged or it's really staged, but they stage it to kind of give you a feel for what the house, how it could be furnished, how it could be laid out. And keep in mind, a lot of times stagers will put furniture that is a little bit smaller in these homes to make the home look bigger. So if you have oversized furniture, but it does help you imagine the space. So we're flipping through, see a dining room here. I think I recognize a lot of this staging stuff from other ones. So we have a really large refrigerator, or it just seems like it's enormous. Perhaps maybe it would be worth more to invest in a counter depth refrigerator or something like that here in this kitchen, because you can tell this refrigerator just, especially at this angle, maybe it's not as bad when you're in the house, but when you're looking at it, you can see it just eclipses the rest of the kitchen there. It really stands out. But beautiful countertops. They've got pulls on the cabinets, and looks like they did a nice job renovating it. LVP flooring. Looks like you have a door exiting the side of the house from the kitchen bedroom. Lots of throws all over it. Please don't run and jump on this bed. It's probably an air mattress or two sitting on boxes, and it's definitely for staging. They don't usually want you on those beds. Lots of pictures of that bedroom. They only stage that bedroom. A lot of times they don't stage the smaller bedrooms because they just don't know what you're going to do in there. So here's your bathroom. Beautiful tile in here. You've got the window in the bathroom, but it's not that part of it. You're definitely going to want something to shade that out. Maybe just spray over it, or put a window shade up there, or something to block out your neighbors from watching you take a shower. So we've got the upstairs, and it's kind of debatable whether or not, I guess this looks like a full size door unless it got trimmed down or something. So it's like we've got two bedrooms upstairs. We'll go back to the list in a minute. Now we're downstairs. We did kind of make a jump. None of the pictures are labeled on here, but you can tell now we're downstairs because you've got these bulkheads, and got the registers in the ceiling instead of in the floor, which is where they'd be. This looks like a gas meter they made an opening for. And then downstairs is another bathroom. So you have another full bathroom. Looks like they took the same shower scheme, carried it down here with the tile, and small stuff in the basement bathroom, but at least there is a basement bathroom. And then there's a part of this that's unfinished. You've got your air handler here. You can see by this yellow flexible line right here. I can't, if that is a yellow flexible line, then it is gas. And then you've got your sump pump here, and it looks like we've got either the washer or the dryer there. You always want to make sure that you have a washer dryer, and because you're probably going to wash your clothes. And if you don't have a washer dryer, make sure that the appropriate hookups are here. Don't buy a house that doesn't have the stuff hooked up. And if it doesn't have it hooked up, insist that it be hooked up so you can test those things before you commit to the purchase. Large backyard. It looks like it has the same grass that I have in my yard. Large tree in the backyard. Looks like somebody's truck that they have retired in the neighbor's yard. And this is a view of the back of the house here. And we really, like I said earlier, we can't really focus in. So you're going to need to stand probably in a neighbor's yard to get a good view of the roof and really make sure you know what's going on in there. So if we look at this listing from the full view perspective, we see it was listed for 310. I'm running out of time, but there are a plethora of other tools that we use. We have a program called Realtors Property Resource Report, which will allow us to evaluate this price and see if it's a good price. And that'll help us when we're making an offer. You can see in the main level, there's 2 bedrooms, 1 full bath. The upper level, there's 2 bedrooms, no full bath. But in the lower level, we do have another full bath. Okay. And that's important to a lot of people. It does have central AC. It has been on the market for 15 days, and it's already been reduced from 325 to 310. So maybe it is a good deal now. Maybe it's not a good deal. So we can see what's going on with that. So again, I apologize greatly for leaving you guys behind with some of the things. This was the house I was just talking about again, and some of the details. All of that stuff is included in here. I would definitely encourage you to take a look at all of this. Make sure that you're paying attention. I mean, obviously in 21206, it's going to be public water and public sewer, but make sure you know like what types of financing. This one just says cash, acceptable financing, cash, and conventional. If you're doing an FHA loan, this would be very important to point out to your agent if they didn't already point it out to you. Hey, I'm doing an FHA loan. Would this be FHA eligible? There's probably a reason why they didn't put it as that. I don't know what that would be, but you definitely need to check that out. So these are some of the tools that we use behind the scene. This was just a tiny look. If you're interested in more, if you're interested in me setting up a search for you or something like, let me know. I hope this was educational for you. And if you ever want me to focus in on a different zip code or another subject, let me know and I'll be happy to help you. I'm going to end this because I know everybody wants to go to bed. I'll see you soon.